What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel. We're online at www.whatsupinthesky.com. And this is the 45th anniversary of the Apollo astronauts landing and walking on the moon. And it just happens that that same day, we're putting out this NASA. We will find aliens by 2026. And if you ask me, we've already found them. We probably found them when we got to the moon. And we were most likely why we canceled a lot of our missions back up there. If you watch my channel, we talk about it a lot. We ramble about this in our comments, but I haven't done a space news in a while, so I'm excited to do a little space news for you. I got a couple of my articles, a couple from a week back that I just haven't gotten to. I've also got a couple videos coming up to do. Last one I did with the, I'm not going to take it down, the tool marks. Angie, I forget what her last name was, but she found some tool marks that look just like it. And it's so amazing because they look old. The tool mark things, they look old, but it's just amazing how our eyes, and we don't have really any great perception of what we're looking at. That's why I always say, I see what I see, you see what you see on my videos. But let's take a look at this. Here we go. Off of the Huffington Post, right out of it. NASA has said that humanity will find direct evidence that we are not alone in the universe within 20 years. NASA said it is overwhelmingly likely that life will have emerged somewhere in our galaxy of 100 billion suns, and that we will be able to find evidence that exists sooner rather than later. So far out, our attempts to find life in our solar system have fallen flat. No direct evidence of life has been found on Mars. Come on, guys. Despite more than a decade of robot good. How about you guys come over to my channel and take a look at some of my things? I mean, this is where it's like, they're slowly moving us towards something. And when I don't like how they're doing it, because I always remember hearing the one lady who supposedly worked with Warner Brown Brown saying that the New World Order will bring in their last card is that alien card, the outside threat to us, and it's like we're building this threat now, but on the 45th anniversary, we're talking about this stuff. This couldn't have waited, but the chances are that life has emerged somewhere else. Of course it has, and NASA is still convinced it can find the evidence. We're not talking UFO spacecraft or little green men, though. We're talking more subtle evidence around distant stars that life has emerged separate to our own planet. All right. I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm going to go ahead and put this out for you. There's always a link to this. Pretty interesting. What do you guys think about this? Comment below. I mean, I'm pretty straightforward with you guys here. I definitely think that there's a reason why this came out today. I mean, even, oh God forbid, I walked by the TV and somebody had Bill O'Reilly on, and I had to listen to the droning from that man. Any of those stations on TV, any of the news stations, they're all droning, disgusting people who just read this crap that they do, and they push they push the whatever the agenda is, they push it. So, oh gosh, I'm starting to sound like I'm back in one of my Ron Paul videos a couple years ago on my other channel. But back to the little green men in the U.S. spacecraft. I just think it's a very interesting day to be talking about that, but 20 years, they say, within 20 years. Well, I say we found it about 45 years ago, maybe even more when it landed here. So, and this is another one sent over by my website. Benny's been doing a lot of neat things. We got a guy named Benny on there that always posts some good on our forum. He just posts up these great articles. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate your help keeping us going. This is at space.com. The new data collected, let me read the thing here. Confirmed, Voyager 1 in interstellar space. I just think this is too cool. New data collected by NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft helped scientists confirm that its far-flung probe is indeed cruising through interstellar space, the researchers say. Voyager 1 made its headlines around the world last year when the mission scientists announced that the probe had apparently left the heliosphere, the huge bubble of charged particles in the magnetic field surrounding the sun, in August 2012. They came to this conclusion after analyzing measurements Voyager 1 made in the wake of a powerful solar eruption known as a coronal mass ejection, or CME. The shock wave from this CME caused the particles around Voyager 1 to vibrate substantially, allowing mission scientists to calculate the density in the probe's surroundings, because denser plasmas oscillate faster. All right, so basically this thing's cruising out. We sent this thing out, Voyager 1, a long time ago. I forget the exact date we sent it out, and it's just been cruising out. It's taking pictures, it's taking all sorts of neat stuff as it's gone out. Let's see here. Where was right here? Voyager 1 won't get there. I should just read the whole thing, but you guys can read. The craft launched. Okay, the craft launched in September 1977, about 2 weeks after its twin Voyager 2. Pretty neat. The probes embarked upon a grand tour of our outer solar system, giving the world some of its first good looks at Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and the moons of these planets. Like Voyager 1, Voyager 2 is still active and operational. It took a different route through our solar system, expected to follow its twin into interstellar space in a few years from now. It's pretty cool. Back in 70, this is what I'm saying. We've been doing this stuff forever here. We've been sending these things out. And when they keep thinking, I keep going back to the one, NASA's saying 20 years, on the day that they're talking about Apollo. And there's also been a lot of, when they do that, today's a big internet search day for Apollo, NASA, and stuff like that. So for the NASA to come out and say that, there's got to be an agenda behind that. And I'm not trying to harp on that. I'm just thinking in my head, there's an agenda. Now, this is the thing that kind of had me, this has got me baffled because we're slowly getting to the point where they're saying, oh, there was, well, we already knew there was water on Mars, abundance of water on Mars. If you look at the rocks, you look at the strata, you look at everything under, just the curiosity, where we're at with Gale Crater, um, oh, it flowed. But this came out, and salt on Mars may have melted red planet's ice. Water could have flowed on the surface of Mars with the help of salts in the Martian soil that can melt ice, just as the salts on Earth can be used to melt ice on slippery winter roads and sidewalks, researchers say. These findings suggest that the shallow subsurface of Mars could be habitable. Obviously, we do keep going towards more. Mars has got some water. Mars could have been. We're going to find aliens. We're coming along. Eventually, maybe this is how you disclose to a population that's under the Brookings Institute report of the 1960s. It said if we found an external, if we knew there were aliens, that it would totally collapse society. It'd be mass panic. It would tear up the religious systems of our world, and it would be no good. So we had to keep this secret from the public. And since then, I'm sure there's been a lot of men and women who have died to get this information out about the truth of the matter, what's going on out there. And these are just my speculations, of course. I see it the way I see it. You see it the way you see it. Just like I say about my pictures. But these findings suggest that a Wells Fargo thing will come up. And another one. Good, we get all these nice ads from this wonderful people. These findings suggest that the shallow subsurface of Mars could be habitable. That's what they said. I just read that. Liquid water is thought to be an essential ingredient for life as we know it. And that's how we know it. I don't think that's true maybe for anything. But I'll get back to that in a second. And there is life virtually wherever there is liquid water on Earth. As such, when researchers search for life elsewhere in the universe, they often look for places that could harbor liquid water. Now, to me, if evolution on another planet, maybe water isn't the liquid they need there. Who knows what? I kind of think that, just in my personal view, that life is the constant in the universe. I don't think it's like we're going to find a couple here and there. I think 100 billion, I would say 100 billion suns out there. That means we're talking about a lot of planets that are probably have all sorts of interesting life on it. Life forms, it just could boggle your mind just thinking about it. So I'm going to leave the link for that one too. So we've got those three, and then this one was pretty cool. This just came out 21 hours ago. It said this is a Yahoo article. Huge meteorite on Mars discovered by Curiosity rover. Look at that thing. They're saying that this is a huge meteorite. Kind of looks like it definitely looks like it was heated up. It looks like a slag of metal to me, but talk about a speed bump. NASA's Mars rover Curiosity has discovered its first meteorite on the red planet, and it's no puny space rock. The newfound Mars meteorite, which scientists have named Lebanon, is nearly 7 feet 2 meters wide and made of iron. Photos of the meteorite taken by Curiosity also revealed a smaller companion nearby is now dubbed Lebanon B. Pretty interesting. Let's see. I wonder how they actually know that that's what it is. Heavy metal. I found iron meteorite on Mars. Curiosity handlers wrote on the mission's Twitter page. Altogether, the 3 meteorites are the first space rocks on Mars discovered by Curiosity rover since it landed on the red planet. Curiosity snapped detailed photos of the main Lebanon meteorite using its high-resolution ChemCam and the remote microimaging cameras. The images revealed strange angular cavities on the surface of the rock. One possible explanation is that they resulted from the preferential erosion along crystalline boundaries within the metal of the rock. That's what NASA was saying. Another possibility is that these cavities once contained olivine crystals. I think I said that right. Olivine crystals, which can be found in a rare type of stony iron meteorites called pallasites, though to have formed near the core mantle boundary within the asteroid. Meteorites have been discovered by Spirit and Opportunity, two smaller NASA rovers, and Mars in 2004. Opportunity still active today. Well, of course, I got a picture from Opportunity coming up in one of my next videos. Maybe not the next one, but one coming up. And so we got enough time to go check out these meteorites there. That's pretty cool if that's what that is. Interesting stuff going on, I'm telling you what. But this right here, the NASA, we will find aliens by 2026. It's like they're beating it into our heads that there's aliens, which I absolutely believe there's got to be life out there. If it's visiting us, I'm not 100%. I've never been visited by aliens. I don't know if you have. I'm not knocking anybody that ever has, because believe me, if somebody tells me, I've interviewed, I used to have a radio show. We used to do something called the Energy Field Radio Network, ex-girlfriend Jill and I. Um, and we'd interview people about ghosts, UFOs, and stuff like that. And I interviewed a couple people that had said they were abducted by aliens. They seemed straight up people. They didn't seem to have anything to lie. They weren't selling their story. I mean, some were hesitant. You could hear it in their voice. So whether they've made that up and they believe it themselves, or maybe it's going on, I'm not 100% sure. But I definitely believe that there's a reason why this stuff is coming out, and I'm not sure why, but I've kind of got my ideas. You know, I know that our technology has come a long way, and if what all the conspiracy people say, and that there is a so-called new world order or a new, a cabal of people that, you know, really decide what happens here on Earth, and they want to turn it into more of a police state than a prison planet that it is. Um, and then call the herd. That's what they say. That we're at our breaking point where the last card would be an external threat. That would be pretty much the only way to do it. Um, Now they're not saying in here that we're gonna find green beings like they just said. We're gonna find the signatures of life. Um, I think we found the signatures of life, especially when our first, I think it was the Viking lander. If you go search it, I might even do a video about it. So many people have told me about it. I've read about it. That found, you know, the experiment they did found that there would be some microbes and life. So. All right, guys, a little bit of space news for you. We're going to snazz up space news in the future. This is kind of just one of those thrown out there ones, not too, I'm not being as serious as I usually am. I'm just kind of thrown off when I saw this today. When I walked by that Bill O'Reilly thing and heard him talking about it, and basically, and in the same doubt, calling people pretty much kooks who believe in this stuff, which drives me insane. Because that man's probably never researched a thing in his life. Half these people, they just read their cue cards. And I know when I was talking to some of these people, when I would do a lot of campaigning for Ron Paul, because I'm all about peace and not fighting and bringing military home and all that good stuff. And if you really want to know about me and what I believe, go to my Will for Our Music account. And I did a whole bunch of videos of me just driving, talking, my belief system. I usually leave it out of here. So just we're going to get back to the Mars here, shortly, my next video. But I wanted to share this with you guys. If you haven't heard it yet, I'm sure you have, because it's all over everywhere. And once again, much love to you guys. Thanks to all new subscribers. Today we had an influx of subscribers, most likely because of NASA and this stuff going on, aliens. They're coming in pretty strong. So if you're new to the channel, what's up? Love you guys. If you check out the website, www.whatsupinthesky.com, we got forums out there where we talk. We got a bunch of different Mars people who do these videos, anomaly videos. They post their stuff out there. If you do videos, or if you write articles, or if you do something and you want a chance to publish it somewhere, and by all means, I see what I see, you see what you see. I'll give you a spot to publish it. Just email me at will@willfarrar.net and we'll talk and get you set up. So much love, guys. Have a wonderful night. Take it easy. Peace.